Welcome to R.A.I.N. I am Sharif, and I would like to thank you for coming on to this video series. This video series will cover racism versus colonial occupation. A lot of my people, they think that they are subjected to racism because of the color of their skin. That's actually false. My people are under colonial occupation and they're being oppressed, which is what a colonizer does. But I'm here to expand on that subject, and hopefully for the people that are waking up and they see this video, they start to get an idea, they start to get a couple of ideas, and everything start clicking in their head as far as how the colonial oppression is operating on the land. All right, so thank you for coming on, and this is part one of racism versus colonial occupation. First off, I would like to read from my book, Who Are You? Knowing Your Ancestors. I would like to read as far as what drives the colonizers, what drives them. That's in chapter 3 of my book, and part of what drives them is called the dumb diverses. This is in 1452. All right, let me start reading. Okay, in 1452, Dumb Diverses was issued by Pope Nicholas V, which authorized Alfonso V of Portugal to conquer Saracens, which are Moors, and pagans, take their land and personal property, and consign them to perpetual servitude. All right? In 1455, Pope Nicholas V issued the Romanist Pontifex, authorizing Alfonso V to conquer and take non-Christian lands in what is now known as Africa, okay? As well as subjugate the aboriginal peoples to forced servitude, all right? Now, we get to we fast forward a little bit, and Pope Alexander VI issued the Intercatera Divina in 1493. Remember, Christopher Columbus did his little BS in 1492. This is 1493. So we come to this land, this soil now, all right? It is also known as the Doctrine of Discovery, which was geared towards this land called America, North America and South America. It was agreed that an imaginary line will be placed through South America, separating lands claimed by Portugal, which would be Brazil, and lands claimed by Spain, which is the rest of South America. All of which are under the assumed authority of the Pope. Okay? This is the beginning of your colonial occupation right here. The Dumb Diverses, the Romanist Pontifex, and the Intercatera Divina, also known as the Doctrine of Discovery. That's the beginning of your, like I said before, that's the beginning of your colonial oppression. Has nothing to do with racism. You could be the same complexion as these people if you're worshiping something other than quote unquote Jesus Christ, and you have no loyalty to the Pope. They were gonna do the same thing to you. So so this racism argument, it has to stop with our people. They have to accept the fact that they are under colonial occupation. All right. All right. Let me fast forward a little bit, and we're gonna get to the Constitution. I'm just reading off a couple of notes that I wrote. I'm not like scripting anything. I'm just reading off little notes here and there, and I'm just expanding on it. But they violated their oath to uphold the Constitution. I mean, you could see that by just reading the Constitution yourself. They're not using gold and silver coin to satisfy debts. They have what they call Federal Reserve notes, and everybody's seen those. I mean, the $1 Federal Reserve note has what they claim is George Washington's face on there. I mean, a lot of you don't know that George Washington was actually a Huguenot. Huguenots was this color, and he came from the south of France. Yes, George Washington. You have to dig deep for that one, but yes. Okay. Besides not using gold and silver coin, they talking about democracy. I mean, you see that with the politicians all the time talking about democracy when Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution guarantees every state of the Union a republican form of government, but yet they talk about democracy. They practice bills of pains and penalties, not bills of attainder, which leads to the death penalty, but they do bills of pains and penalties. I've covered that in earlier videos. Letters of mark, no letters of mark and reprisal, and they're taking Moore's property away from them, their personal conveyances, and other personal property. They're taking that without a letter of mark and reprisal from Congress. And also, a lot of the people that's in Congress, they have titles of nobility. They've been to law school. They went and got the ESQ behind their name and everything. That's Esquire, which is above a gentleman but below a knight as far as nobility. And, you know, their loyalties are back to England. But yet, and still they operate inside the quote-unquote government of the United States of America. Our people must remember the preamble of the Constitution. We, the people of the United States, do ordain and establish this Constitution. Let me shorten it. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So the Constitution, you got to remember, the Constitution is for them. It was established and ordained by us for them. Okay? By our ancestors. We are our ancestors, so basically we did it. So, since we constructed the Constitution for them, we have all the rights that are listed in the Constitution. I'm talking about the organic Constitution of 1789 and the Bill of Rights. We have all those rights and many, many more. We just gave them a portion of what we have so that they can operate on the land. But that concludes this video. This is part 1. I'll be back for part 2 of racism versus colonial occupation. All right. Peace.